We got the media team in here.
We're the media team. We got content. TV's in the go. We got TV in the go, Wack.
You looking for that fire Clubhouse content? Well, you need to subscribe to the home. Hey, yo, Clubhouse TV. Let's get to the content.
That's a good one.
In the block.
Information associated with Instagram and Facebook. User IDs is more particularly described in Attachment A that are stored at premises controlled by Facebook. This particular warrant is obviously a social media warrant, as we're reading it, right? Specifically Facebook. See Attachment A. Located in the District of New Jersey, there is now concealed. See Attachment B. If you guys don't know how it kind of goes down, typically the way the feds kind of work, not saying we know how they work because they're going to get us in trouble. If you look at the dockets, everything is sealed up until the point that everybody gets arrested. Kind of makes sense why they do that, right? Obviously, they don't want people to look at the goddamn docket and see the people's name in the indictment and see that they're indicted and no guys going to hiding, right? So everything is sealed the first go round. Great point for Brock. If you grab that first indictment, you can't. It's going to say it's sealed. There's going to be another order beneath it to unseal whatever documents are going to be unsealed once people get arrested. Usually the complaint get unsealed. The complaint is what they kind of lock everybody up on, and the indictment will say sealed until everyone gets arrested. If that makes sense to anybody. So as these documents get unsealed, they start to become publicly available in that docket. Then the reporters, the people that do these things, they go grab the public information, they run their content, they read the information, the lawyers grab it, they make their content, they see what's going on in the case. This is your right as a citizen of the United States. There's nothing crazy going on. Every citizen has a right for public information. Once again, they're going to protect all of their witnesses. They're going to redact everything so that way you don't know who the victims are, who X, Y, and Z. You don't dox addresses. This is all in a disclaimer. If you actually log on to Pacer and pull the work, you'll see it there. You can't do certain things when you pull paperwork. That's why I'll never do certain things. Never read addresses, never dox the witnesses, never do certain things of that nature, because that's going to be one way to get them boys to say, what the f you doing? But calling the paperwork fake, just don't do that, because that doesn't make any sense. Because then you could just get a link and pull it yourself, or you can pay for it yourself. And then at that point, will you make a video saying the paperwork isn't fake? I don't think so. So shut up at that point too. Any questions for the haters? For the detractors? The non-believers? You think niggas got time to, you know how much I get paid an hour? You think I'm just gonna sit up here and read for hours and not? Y'all niggas is crazy. All right, here we go, y'all. The basis for the search under Federal Criminal Procedure 41 Charlie, evidence of a crime. This section is in violation of 18 USC 922G, 924C, 1951, 1959, and 1962 to 1963. Wow. This is dated April 8th, 2021 in the city and state of Newark, New Jersey, signed by the Honorable Michael Hammer. Attachment A is the property to be searched. This warrant applies to information associated with the Instagram and Facebook user IDs. Once again, the Instagram and Facebook user IDs. Facebook user ID, JHEEM58. Believed to be used by EC Bakersfield. Target account 1. Write that down if you're taking notes. Facebook user ID, DiamondVert9469. Believed to be used by Elijah Williams, a.k.a. Lil Smith Williams. Target account 2. Instagram user ID, Lil SBG60We. Believed to be used by Williams. Target account 3. Instagram user ID. Instagram user, so the Instagram account of Big U1, believed to be used by Eugene Henley, aka Big U Henley. Target account 4. If you guys hit the link, that's going to be Exhibit A, the first page of Exhibit A. If you guys go back to the target communicators and the target offenses in the RICO and Big U Enterprise, did it not read the same thing? The phone numbers to be targeted, the IG accounts to be targeted, the Facebook accounts to be targeted. Reads the same way. Let's continue. Facebook user ID SKSSG CMRB believed to be used by Abdul Yarel, aka Run It Up, aka BB Yarel, target account 5. Instagram user ID Slide Left to be used by Yarel, target account 6. So once again, 4 Facebook accounts and 3 Instagram accounts so far. Instagram user ID Run It Up CTB believed to be used by Tree Bird. I've heard that name before. AKA Bands, AKA G Bands, Bird, target account 7. Instagram user ID Trami60 believed to be used by Kareem Green, target account 8. Instagram user ID 6PVCZZ believed to be used by James Phillips, aka Six Packs, aka Big Pats Phillips, target account 9. And once again, my apologies if any of these shit listen out. So my bad. Blame me. Sorry. It says sorry already, guys. I'm a swear, but I'm not. The account associated with Facebook user ID number, that's a long number. I'm guessing that's... Actually, I don't know what kind of number that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17 digits. Anyway, an associated name, Protocol Lawrence, believed to be used by as yet unidentified individual. I know that's a diss. We're definitely not going to say that because that's the Cardi B shit. Target account 11. Let's see. The account is associated with Instagram user ID number blocker, believed to be used by Bakersfield, target account 12. And the last account is the associated Instagram user ID Lil S6G, believed to be used by Williams, target account 13. So they got Williams IG, and looks like they got Williams is whoever that is. They got 2 IG accounts for that same person. So once again, on this RICO, there's 13 targeted accounts associated. But here's where it gets kind of tricky in this paperwork, right? So I gave you guys the actual target accounts they were looking for. This is coming from a special agent in the DEA. So this DEA agent is assigned to the high-intensity drug trafficking areas, the HIDTA, when we love the acronyms, and are empowered to conduct investigations into and illicit arrests for violations of federal drug crimes and related offenses. The DEA is currently investigating members and associates of the Rolling 60 Neighborhood Crips, the enterprise of the Rolling 60s, for the participation in criminal offenses to include weapons possession, violent crimes, including homicides and robberies, and narcotics trafficking activities, among other offenses. Based on this agent's training and experience and the facts and circumstances of this investigation set forth in below, there is probable cause to believe that members and associates of the enterprise, including, but not limited to Williams, Yarel, Phillips, Henley, Bird, FNU, LNU, Green, Cox, and others known and unknown, the target subjects. So once again, let me go back. You got Williams, Yarel, Phillips, Henley, Bird, FNU, LNU, Green, and Cox, and others known and unknown are the target subjects of these offenses, including racketeering and racketeering conspiracy and violation of Title 18. Weapons offenses, including violation of Title 18, United States Code Section 922, illegal firearm possession, use of a firearm during in relation to a crime of violence or drug trafficking crime, or possession of a firearm in furtherance of such crimes, and conspiracy, and interfering with commerce by threats of violence in violation of the Hobbs Act robbery, and violent crimes in aid of racketeering in violation of Title 18, United States Code Section 1959. There's probable cause to search the target accounts, which would be the first IG and Facebook accounts for the target members that we named before. Here's the investigation. The Rolling 60s is a national gang established in California with members in numerous states to include New Jersey. This is the agent's perspective. Since in or around 2017, law enforcement, ding, 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 law enforcement has been investigating New Jersey-based members and associates of the enterprise, including the target subjects. in connection with narcotics trafficking activity, weapons possession, and violent crimes, including multiple shooting incidents occurring in or around New Jersey. During the course of the investigation, the agent has learned that members and associates of the Rolling 60s operate in or around the Crescent Lane housing complex in Irvington, New Jersey, Crescent Lane, as well as South Orange between Smith Street and Salem Street, the Smith Street area. The investigation to date has involved physical surveillance, the analysis of call detail records, controlled purchases of narcotics, social media analysis, and the analysis of jail calls, among other investigative tools. Based on the investigation to date, law enforcement has learned of multiple shootings that appear to involve one or more of the target subjects, or in which one or more of the target subjects is a suspect. The investigation has further revealed that members of the Rolling 60s share and exchange firearms that they use in furtherance of the Rolling 60s gang activities, and specifically to commit violent crimes and narcotics trafficking. The investigation has further revealed an ongoing rivalry between members and associates of the enterprise and other gangs, to include members and associates of the Jungle Boys, a neighborhood-based hybrid gang. Yeah, we got to talk about this hybrid gang conversation. Like, they got to stop using that, man. They don't have to stop doing anything. I'm just saying that shit is a ridiculous term.
And when you say hybrid gang, that mean like Bloods and Crips, GDs all in the same gang?
They mean whatever they mean. Bloods, GDs, Vice Lords, Asian, blacks, Jamaicans, white boys, all of it, Bumpy. Did I say that right? I was trying to be cool. Get out the game. But that's what they mean by hybrid, Bump. It could be just multiple gangs together. It's kind of a lazy way for them to classify, to me, a lazy way for them to classify something, but because that's something that, not saying squares, but that's something that someone that's sitting on a jury, someone that's reading a report, will easily understand what hybrid means. I'm not gonna explain. You're not gonna understand all the Rolling 60 sets from not faked all the way. You're not gonna understand the whole hundreds and none of that. You're gonna understand that there's Bloods and Crips together in the hybrid gang.
Right. Okay, for sure. Good looking, brother.
Makes sense.
I'm with you.
Right. Sometimes put yourself in a perspective of who they're writing a report to, who's reading the report. This is also going to a judge to get the warrant signed. So the judge kind of has to understand from that quote unquote gang intelligence perspective. He has to kind of dumb it down enough to get the judge to understand it as well. Right? So at this point, across the spectrum, that's the term that they're using, that law enforcement has been using to explain, quote unquote, why you have multiple gangs together that all rep the same thing. Right? To them people, it's just a hybrid gang. That's my best way to explain it. So Bumpy, in this case, this is why it doesn't make sense, but it's going to make sense to you. This is what they're calling a hybrid gang. Includes members of the 7-9 Trey, G-Son sets of Bloods. I'm guessing 7-9 Trey is, but see, it's on the East Coast, so is that a Blood or is that a Crip set?
I don't know nothing about them out there.
That's
brother.
what I'm saying. So you got 7-9 Trey and G-Sean sets of Bloods, as well as members of the Brick Street Brims. Unless 7-9 Trey or Crips or something, I haven't heard.
9 Trey, or you said 7-9?
7. It just says 793. I'm guessing that's 7-9.
I think that's Bloods, cause 9 Trey for sure.
I know 9 Trey on the East Coast is Bloods in New York, but I don't know 7-9 Trey in New Jersey. You know what's crazy? This is gonna sound stupid. I bet you can just Google 793 New Jersey Blood or Crip and just tell me what it is. That's the problem, but we'll just go with it. But Bumpy, that's what they're saying is a hybrid gang. That's what they're using as an example. Right? So I'm assuming that 7-9 Trey isn't Blood. Or some version of. Right? Oh. The investigation has revealed that Bakersfield is a member of the jungle. So they're into it with the rivalry between the Enterprise and the jungle dates back to 2018, and that's played out on social media. So it says Jungle's hub is located in the vicinity of 19th Street and Ellis Avenue in Irvington. Though its members and associates operate in other areas in Irvington and Newark that are typically considered the turf of brims, to include South 20th Street and 18th Ave on a burner of Irvington and Newark.
Yeah, they bloods.
They bloods?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so would you consider that? Does that make sense, Bump? I'm kind of trying to point out the fact that they just group everything into a hybrid gang now. And even though, quote unquote, you got bloods and brims together, they're going to call that a hybrid gang. Because this is multiple sets. So to them, that couldn't be like an alliance thing. That's just a hybrid gang. I just think it's lazy as whatever. That's just how they understand it. Rivalry between the dates back to 2018. They give an example where on social media, if you guys are following, it's page 9. It says Rolling 60s member and associate Taheen Terry, utilizing social media, Rolling NHC Ty, posted the following photograph. It says, "Got my shooter with me." Yeah, that's not incriminating at all. I'm sorry. At least he spelled shooter right. All right. Listen, entertainment purposes only, y'all. The masked individual is throwing a Brims gang sign. I cannot confirm or deny. Well, let me see it. The masked individual is throwing a Brim gang sign, and the individual on the left gesturing as if he's pointing a gun at the other individual's hands. You cannot make this up. So that's Williams, according to the indictment. It says to be sure, y'all. So just to be sure, they reviewed social media posting by both members of the Enterprise, and members of the Rolling 60s revealed that each side utilized social media to post incendiary language and photographs regarding the rival gang members. September 25th, 2018, the shooting of Bakersfield and Leverson. As described herein, the rivalry has erupted into violence on several occasions. For example, on September 25th, 2018, a lone gunman fired at 4 individuals, so 1-on-4, including Bakersfield and Al-Salik Leverson, aka Mackie, who were sitting inside a Ford Explorer parked on South Orange Avenue in Newark, New Jersey. Both Leverson and Bakersfield were hit by gunfire. Bakersfield is now paralyzed. The investigation, which included a review of surveillance camera footage, they got it on camera, from the time leading up to the shooting, as well as a review of the social media evidence gathered pursuant to lawful searches. They have a hint here. Let's go to the hint. It's actually called a footnote or a cite. So they have 2 search warrants where they're saying they found the evidence on the social media account. It was on the account of Williams, Amir Edmonds, Eugene Vincent, as well as a search of Jason Franklin, who is the OG, aka Freak. The investigation was included a review of surveillance camera footage from the time leading up to the shooting, as well as a review of social media evidence gathered pursuant to lawful searches revealed that Williams was the gunman. So this was internal. That's interesting. Indeed, in January of 2020, through the use of social media, Williams explained that he felt he had to shoot Leverson, who he referred to as Mackie, because Leverson was a snake who shot at him first with some ops. They literally have to define, Bumpy, what ops mean in this paperwork. Because obviously, the judge don't know what op is. So now he has to describe what an op is. An op is a rival gang member. For anyone that doesn't know that. Niggas, so, let me go back. It says, because Leverson was a snake who shot at him first with some op niggas, so when it was his turn, he just made sure he ain't miss. So they put that on social media. right? Further, on or about December 1st, 2018, Williams, through Facebook, messaged another individual, I hit they man's essay with some hot shit. So this is something interesting that if you're reading the paperwork, they have the victim's name in parentheses. If you're reading the work, that doesn't mean that the Williams nigga spelled out the person's name in that Facebook account. So that's where sometimes you kind of got to see how they play, right? I'm pretty sure that the victim never said, I hit they man's, and then put the dude's name in parentheses and then went back to speaking the Ebonics. Like, come on, bro. Like, talking about. But once again, to a federal judge, you think they're really looking for that detail to be like, huh? Probably not. He gonna gloss right over that. All right? But you gotta pay attention sometimes to the paperwork. Shit be wonky sometimes. Nasty work, though. He says, I hit they man's essay with some hot shit. Now niggas want to do something 2 months later? Huh. That's incriminating, according to the paperwork. Now you see why they got the Facebook account and his arrest warrant. March of 2019, the murders of Barr and Jenkins. Further, on March 17, 2019, in the vicinity of 990 South Orange Avenue in Newark, New Jersey, Enterprise member and associate Deontay Barr, aka Trobe, was fatally shot. Brothers Marquel Jenkins, aka Shake, and Marquise Jenkins, aka Grip, aka Grippo Jenkins, both members of the Jungle, were suspected to have committed the murder. For example, a review of lawfully obtained social media communication between members and associates of the Rolling 60s revealed that after the death of Barr, there was a flurry of communication regarding retaliation, with one member and associate stating, "We at war out here." But once again, I want to reiterate, that's in the indictment as the best evidence that they committed those murders because the other side was saying that they're at war with them. That's not evidence, but let's continue. But to a judge, it reads good. Approximately 3 days later, Jenkins was fatally shot outside his high school in Irvington. Whoa, he was in high school? We didn't have to be in high school. Give me a second. The investigation into this murder is still ongoing. The evidence that has been gathered indicates that Jenkins was shot by Williams in retaliation for the murder of Barr. Once again, the investigation is ongoing, but they're speaking in the indictment as if it's not. It's interesting. Approximately 3 days later, Jenkins was fatally shot outside his high school in Irvington. The investigation into this murder is ongoing. The evidence that has been gathered indicates that Jenkins was shot by Williams in retaliation for the murder of Barr. A review of social media accounts of other members of the Enterprise, to include Yarrell and Bird, revealed that Facebook was utilized by Enterprise members to organize Jenkins' murder. For example, soon after Barr's murder, Jason Franklin, aka Freak, who was a ranking member of the Enterprise, began to communicate with Bird on Facebook, instructing Bird, "Yo, we need some will ASAP, like now tonight." Naylor explaining, "Lil True got shot. Grab something and pull up." This is where you're going to get into the first indication of a confidential witness and somebody telling. We kind of got too far, right? Before we mentioned it. Yeah, keep listening. Obviously on the body, someone's going to start telling, right? What are the odds? Pick up and share the room. Here we go. Lil True got shot. Grab something and pull up. Bring that toy back. We need that. Bird informed Franklin that BB had the firearm and that he told BB to bring that shit back. Indeed, Bird messaged Jarrell, "Yo, hit Freak so he can come get that. And later, bring that grip up to the hood. I'm in the G-Ride with Freak." Bird was ultimately unable to locate a stolen car for use in the murder, but a car was used to drop the gunman off in the area of the homicide. Savannah's video captured the car and revealed that it was an older model Jeep Cherokee with a distinctive gray rear bumper and a spare tire on the rear driver's seat well. Franklin's Jeep, which matched that description, was recovered not far from the crime scene later that evening. Further CCTV footage captured the shooting. Shooting was on camera. Further CCTV footage captured the shooting, and the shooter appears to be wearing the same jacket as that was worn by Williams in the photograph and paragraph 15 of this affidavit on numerous other occasions. So the same jacket, they have a picture of the same jacket that he posted where it says niggas really dumb as they have the jacket, they have the hoodie, and they got the picture of the niggas IG with it on. So let's continue.
God damn.
Yeah. So once again, Ev, this is all on social media so far. They never said they recovered a weapon. They never said they had a shell casing. They never said they had a snitch yet. They only said what so far, guys? What was going on social media, Facebook and Instagram, right?
Right.
That's it. Yeah, this shit crazy. Because they haven't even gave up the snitch yet. So, picture of the guy in the jacket, right? Once again, still not enough, but enough to get a search warrant. This posting was made after Savannah's video of the shooting was released. The account Diamond Reddick is a fake one, created shortly after the murder of Jenkins. An Instagram account called True was also created soon after the murder of Jenkins. It was deactivated approximately 2 hours later. Records relating to this account revealed that in the About Me section, the user wrote Trube, Sayab Mayhem, Dirk, Mog, TTG, Handy Rock. As described further in, Trube, Dirk, and Mayhem are murdered rolling 60s. Oh, okay. So that was a diss. Once again, we're not trying to diss anybody, we're just reading the paperwork. So it says Trube, it says SAIA, Mayhem, Dirk, Moog, TTG, and Hardy Rock. As described further herein, Trube, Dirk, and Mayhem are murdered rolling 60s. TTG was a network-based Grape Street Crip who was murdered in 2018. Oh, okay. So postings to the Trube account make clear that the enterprise is not alone in utilizing social media to taunt and threaten gang rivals. Okay. So it says Jungle engages in similar activity. It says, for example, users who base their user IDs were members and associates of the Jungle used the Trube account to mock the Rolling 60s and their allies, the 200 Boys, and laughed at Barr's murder, including the question, how it feel you lost your dog in a Chinese store? Okay. Additional postings include threats to kill members and associates of the 200 Boys, photographs of the Rolling 60s including Williams at Barr's memorial, and references to providing Williams' address to others, presumably so they can find him and injure him. So that account has basically been trolling that set the whole time that it was open. March 2021, the murder of Dedrick Bracey. On or about March 2021, a black BMW X5 was stolen from Westfield, New Jersey. At the time the car was stolen, the key fob used to start the ignition was inside the BMW. Later that day, Dedrick Bracey, a known member of the Rolling 60s, was walking in the vicinity of 26 South Paul Avenue, which is Rolling 60s turf, when he was fatally shot. Surveillance footage of the crime scene reveals that prior to the shooting, the BMW drove up to where Bracey was standing, and the front and rear passenger exited. Each shot at Bracey and then returned into the motor vehicle, which drove off. Minutes later, members of the New Jersey State Police, who were investigating the theft of the BMW, stopped the car in the vicinity of 642 Grove Street in Irvington. Investigators ordered the three occupants, later identified as Isaac Jackson, Tashawn Emmer, and Randall Henderson, to exit the car. Henderson complied and was found in possession of the key fob for the BMW. Armour and Jackson fled, and the chase ensued between houses on Breckenridge Terrace. The two were eventually apprehended. During a canvass of the path and flight of Armour and Jackson, investigators recovered a 40 cal Smith & Wesson handgun, firearm 1, and approximately 6 loose 40 cal rounds, as well as 2 iPhones. Then B&W was towed and searched pursuant to a warrant. A loaded 9mm handgun, firearm 2, was found within the vehicle. Law enforcement found 8 40 caliber shells, approximately 5 9mm spent shells, and approximately 2 projectiles from the scene of Bracey's murder. So they had these guys right after the murder, guns in the car, bullets in the car, shells in the car. Ballistic analysis revealed that the 40 caliber shells had been fired from firearm 1, and that the 9mm shells had been fired from firearm 2. Armour, Henderson, and Jackson have been charged in connection with the Bracey homicide, as well as the death of the BMW. Pay attention to this part here. Now they're going to tell you how many shootings each gun was tied to. Ballistic testing has also revealed that firearm 1 was utilized to commit a shooting on or about June 2nd, 2020, in the vicinity of 122 Harbor Avenue, which is in close proximity to the location of the March 8th homicide. Law enforcement believes it is likely the murder of Bracey with retaliation for the murder of Jenkins. To begin, all 3 men are members of the associates of the same gang as Jenkins. Jackson and Armour have been identified as 793 Bloods who associate with Jungle. Henderson has been identified as a Grape Street Crip who associates with Jungle. Here comes the hybrid gang theory. You got Grape Street Crips and Bloods together. Notably, members of the Grape Street Crips who operate in Irvington are also robbers of the Rolling 60s. This is in contrast to Newark, where members of the 60s and members of the Grape Streets generally get along with each other. March 2021 shooting. This is Sue Surf paperwork, and where Big U's name is a target number 4, the original Rolling 60s indictment from New Jersey, 2021. On or about March 2021, members and associates of the Jungle gathered in Irvington to mark the 2-year anniversary of Jenkins' death. During this vigil, at least 2 individuals were shot. The investigation is ongoing, but law enforcement believes that the shooting may have been retaliation for Bracey's murder. Here comes the confidential informants. Narcotics distribution. The investigation has further revealed that members and associates of the Rolling 60s are involved in the distribution of controlled substances to include heroin, fetty, and marijuana. For example, in 2020, investigators conducted at least 3 controlled buys of narcotics from mid-level enterprise member redacted. Don't know who that is, guys. Can't tell you. Redacted. Through the use of a confidential source. So the member is redacted, and here comes the first confidential source in the paperwork. With the last sale taking place on or about February 13th, 2020. Here is the information on the CS that's in the Rolling 60s New Jersey indictment on the narcotics side. Listen very closely. Since late 2019, the CS has been working with the DEA in exchange for payment. The CS has been deemed credible by the DEA, and information provided by the CS has been corroborated, including through intercepted communications and physical surveillance. All of the sales took place in Rolling 60 territory, meaning that the sales took place either in the vicinity of Crescent Lane or in the Smith Street area. while the CS and blank who's redacted, so the name is gone, would arrange the cells telephonically. During at least one of the cells, an associate of blank retrieved the narcotics from another location, handed them to blank, and then blank provided the narcotics to the CS. Obviously, blank, that person's redacted. Additionally, on or about January 7, 2020, Rolling 60s member Amir Edmonds was arrested after law enforcement observed Edmonds attempting to distribute narcotics in the vicinity of South Orange Ave. Investigators recovered the following items: approximately 40 glassine envelopes of what laboratory testing later confirmed to be fentanyl. Approximately 8 small bags of what laboratory testing confirmed to be cocaine. While investigators ordered Edmonds to exit the car, he unclipped a black fanny pack. Inside was a black Smith & Wesson handgun. He was later charged in Essex County and then later charged federally. On or about December 8, 2020, while investigators attempt to execute the federal arrest warrant, Edmonds was found inside a car with a loaded firearm at his feet. Additional heroin and cocaine was on his person. Further, on or about March 5, 2021 in Irvington, New Jersey, law enforcement observed Green and a Rolling 60s member and associate Almark Alston worked together to distribute controlled substances to at least 2 individuals. Green and Alston were apprehended, and law enforcement recovered 2 yellow jugs of suspected cocaine and approximately 3 bags of marijuana, as well as $70 from Green, 11 grams of suspected cocaine base, 52 yellow jugs of suspected cocaine, approximately 13 small bags of suspected cocaine, as well as 83 glassines of heroin and 15 bags of marijuana. So the target accounts, right? Let's just go to... Let's skim over, because obviously he's target account 4. So target account 1 was Facebook user ID Jax Heem. Target account 2. So they believe that target account 1 evidence will reveal Bakersfield's involvement with the jungle, will also serve as evidence of the ongoing feud between the 2 gangs. They want Facebook account 2 is basically Williams. Obviously, they said his account will reveal evidence of the murder. Facebook account 3 is going to be Williams again, so 2 accounts for Williams. Already told you about that one. So Facebook account 4, let's see. Target account 4. This investigation has revealed that Henley likely uses an Instagram account associated with the user ID Big U1, target account 4. So this is the first time since the beginning of the document that they mentioned Big U's involvement at all. The investigation has revealed that Henley likely uses an Instagram account associated with the user ID Big U1, target account 4. Henley has been identified as a senior member of the enterprise who holds a national leadership role. He is also heavily involved in the music industry and publicly eschews involvement in violence. In early March 2021, Henley visited Crescent Lane and was met with great enthusiasm by enterprise members and associates, as demonstrated by the posting made by Green below. So right here in the indictment, they have a picture of, looks like it's Green, Eugene Henley with a white Crenshaw hoodie on with a blue hat. Pretty sure you guys have already seen this posting when he went down to Crescent Lane in New Jersey. Henley has been identified as the individual in the center of the photograph, wearing a Crenshaw sweatshirt and a blue hat. And the associated captain, Phillips, referred to Henley as the honcho, adding shout out to the gang, man. A further review of social media account records revealed that Henley is Facebook friends with both Franklin and Vincent. Remember, Franklin is the OG freak. And that on or about December 10th, 2018, Franklin used his Facebook account to message other enterprise members and associates to invite them to meet with him and Big U in Philadelphia. That same day, Franklin posted, My biggest brother, Big U, pulled up on me last night to check a nigga. From Irvington to LA, real hoodsters, RSC, SBG. Based on my training and experience and investigation to date, the agent recognizes that Franklin posters serves as strong evidence of Henley's continued involvement in the enterprise. For example, by writing from Irvington to LA real hoodsters, Franklin was acknowledging that rolling 60s in both areas were part of the same enterprise. Indeed, the agent recognizes that members and associates of the enterprise often replace 00 with 60 to show homage to the enterprise. Further, the agent knows that members and associates of the enterprise utilize gorilla emojis and that the hashtags RSC and SBG are used to refer to different sets of the enterprise, i.e. silverback gorillas. Last, by calling Henley his biggest brother, Franklin was indicating that Henley was a senior member of the enterprise. Additionally, in or around August 14, 2018, Franklin utilized social media to alert FNU, LNU, aka Protocol Lawrence, that Big U was up there. Indeed, on multiple occasions, Franklin tagged Henley in enterprise-related postings, and a review of related social media records has produced no evidence to date of Henley objecting to such tags. Thus, given Henley's clear involvement in the enterprise and the enterprise's continued use of social media to conduct its affairs, there is probable cause to believe that the evidence of the specific federal offenses will be found within target account 4, which is the Facebook accounts for Big U1. Instagram user Sue Surf believed to be used by Cox. The investigation has revealed that Cox likely used the Instagram account Sue Surf. Cox is a semi-famous rap artist, their words, not mine. So, for example, in or around June 2019, during a discussion with Hughes regarding violating others, Cox, utilizing target account 10, stated, "I got lawyer money. I got get low money. We supposed to be violating ops. That's why I get tight, niggas. Really kept us and we left them." When Hughes responded, "The hate getting out of hand though, and it's coming from inside the set," Cox responded, "So why not just start smashing shit? We got enough love and enough goons." And then later, "Laugh aloud, bro. Them niggas ain't the O's. We the O's. We the set." Hughes responded, "Noise called me, told me grab his shit from Honor Gang." And Cox wrote, "Yeah, she a op now." It says, in fact, Cox has publicly admitted to association with the enterprise. On or about April 9th, 2019, during a televised interview, Cox described the rolling 60s migration from the West Coast to the East Coast, explaining gang culture is a real thing. He has also publicly admitted to participating in a shootout in Newark, New Jersey, arguing that he shot at the other individual in self-defense. So it says since 2017, law enforcement has been investigating New Jersey-based members of the 60s, including the target subjects, in connection with narcotics trafficking, weapons possession, and violent crimes. Since 2017, they don't have a shooting that goes back to 2017. So what prompted the investigation into the 60s in New Jersey in 2017? I don't know. Do you know? Dre?
I have a fucking good idea.
Just keep reading.
Man, I'm just saying, man, that boy got jammed up at 16.
I don't know nothing about no 2016 weed case. What 2016 weed case?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And where was we moving weed?
You're talking about Memphis?
It better not have been to Jersey. Man, where's Sue Surf at? Wait, I'm
Mr. Cox.
Hold on, I just called my cousins. Hold on, I'm a dumbass. Hold on. Let me call real quick. I'm lying. I cannot make a call to nobody. I'm not asking any. Am I asking something? Did we ask something?
I'm trying to. Mind your business. I'm doing something.
This is what I heard. Not saying I can verify it. I heard there was a drug trafficking case in 2016. Then I'm reading the New Jersey indictment paperwork, and they're talking about they've been investigating the rolling 60s in New Jersey for drug trafficking, violent crimes, and shootings since 2017. I went to the indictment. They don't have a shooting in 2017. They got a shooting in 2018. So what were they investigating in 2017?
Things that make you go, Yeah. Old head honcho, he got jammed so much pride. I'm just saying.
They
Shit,
told
he
us who got
popped up all in
jammed.
these people's shit.
And then they told us, remember, they got the freak nigga communicating with Big U in 2018.
That shit
I
janky,
don't
bro.
know.
Shit
From
be
Jersey
janky.
60s, right?
The first shooting is 2018. And yes, he's supposed to be the OG. Forgive the term. Oh, he probably the biggest out there, I guess. OG out there. Oh, okay. So, yeah, see? First shooting drank is September 2018. Shooting in Bakersville and Leverson. I don't see another. Yeah. It says since 2017, law enforcement has been investigating the New Jersey-based members and associates of the enterprise, including the target subjects, in connection with narcotics trafficking activity, weapons possession, and violent crimes, including multiple shooting incidents occurring in or around New Jersey.
Man, let me find out this nigga triggered off both of their investigations, bro.
This shit, well, he not. This is in 2021 when they wrote this. This is April 2021. Huh. They got the Edmonds nigga. Wait. Back up, Drake. Narcotics distribution. The investigation has further revealed that members and associates of the Rolling 60s are involved in the distribution of controlled substances to include heroin, fentanyl, and marijuana. For example, in 2020, investigators conducted at least 3 controlled buys of narcotics from a mid-level enterprise member through the use of a confidential source. So they had a confidential source by 2020 who they were doing controlled buys with, right? They stopped it February 13th of 2020 with that CS, right? And that person that he was selling to is not named. That person's redacted. That person was selling inside of the 60s territory in New Jersey. Then the Edmonds dude was arrested in 2020. That's the guy that had like the baggies and shit like that. Yeah. They also say that Franklin, Williams, and Vincent discuss narcotics trafficking through their Facebook accounts, through their social media accounts. Then they go into the targeted accounts. Let me see real quick. Anything on account 4? Account 4 is going to the leadership on it. They don't say anything tied to drug trafficking in here, so.
In the block.
So 2018 is when they got him visited. Sorry, 2021 is when they got him visited Crescent Lane. 2018 is when they have him communicating with. December of 2018.
Who's he communicating with in December 2018?
Freak. Yes.
Because at that time, Surf lived in Vegas.
Okay.
So it kind of makes sense. That was, I want to say it was right after he got shot up, right?
Right.
After he got shot up, he moved to Vegas. And he stayed in the same apartment building as me.
You told us that. I remember that. All right. So 2018, December 10, 2018. That's where so they invited him to meet with Big U in Philadelphia in 2018. So it's Franklin, they took a picture, it says here, Keita.
I don't know where Freak Fun is in the play because I know who he is, but I never seen him over there.
Then it says here, in August of 2018, Franklin utilized social media to alert FNU, LNU, Protocol Lawrence. He says Big U up here. I'm guessing up here means Jersey. But see, this is where this part right here, they kind of left it open. It says, thus giving Henley's clear involvement in the enterprise and the enterprise's continued use of social media to conduct its affairs, there is probable cause to believe that evidence of the specific federal offenses will be found within Target 4. And then he's not in the indictment at all. He's not in the original indictment, not in the superseding indictment. So.
Does that mean Target 4 talking?
It means Target 4 is the only person in that out of all those targets that never got indicted. Literally. But they told you he was a leader.
Yeah, that's mad stuff.
I mean, it's kind of wonky.
In the block.
I know when.
Yeah, they don't leave too many options to point the finger in this motherfucker.
You got bodies over there. You kind of see the play. Not enough.
Yeah, because if he's a leader, why wouldn't they identify him? How could they identify him as a leader? You know what I'm saying?
Because read the paperwork.
Oh, they identified him as a leader of the nationwide enterprise. They talking about all of them hoes. From the east to the west.
In the RICO though.
Yeah, what I'm saying.
In the block.
Then you just ask yourself why they wouldn't arrest him and they done named him all this shit. Why? Shit, cause we need him. They need him to put in some work. All I can think of is shit.
Here's the simple question, right? To someone that's a square, that's not doing anything. You think if the FBI don't get access to your Facebook account and Instagram account, they can't find something that you done did? Anything? Somebody sent you something? Nothing? Nothing? Imagine if you really out here doing shit. Come on, y'all. Come on. It's common sense. Niggas is whole national leaders of shit. And you didn't know they had your whole Facebook and Instagram wide open? And they had your phone tapped? Okay. It's all made up. It's all fake paperwork. Oh, they found something. The else's.
In the block.
Yeah, because that was always my understanding is Surf was on live and he, I guess, referred to somebody else, and another nigga that was already in jail snitched or something, and that's how he got caught up in the
He
shit.
definitely got told. I'm not sure if that's the exact way. But in the paperwork, it definitely says that he.
In the block.
Conspirator X said that Surf shot Y. Co-conspirator X said that Surf shot Z. Make sense?
Yeah. How I had it
Exactly.
in the little drug shit was something from Instagram.
Right.
A lot.
And we did that a long time ago because that's what the indictment read, was that, and the superseding indictment was now, as things kind of been told of Surf shot, and then they also had a couple of like Instagram posts or some other shit that it was speaking on, like shooting shit up. But definitely got told on. Nothing in that paperwork said he told it on, so I should get that out there.
In the block.
And Keita, you already came off that mic, but salute to you for your engagement as always. TJ in the building, that's the homie, man. Drew B in the building. What up, homie? What up, TJ? I heard you. Silky! You in content mode
Yo,
today?
what it's looking like?
You in content mode
What's
or you
up?
banging? What we doing?
It's good. What's up?
In the block.
What's up? You banging on me? The sky is up. What's up with you? Yo, what up, Chef? Hey, yo! What's Gucci? What up, homie?
Yo.
What up, Chef? What up, Jay? What's up with the homie Jay? Got Lucky in the building. Happy birthday. Where the homie Lawan at? Oh, I brought Lawan back to the 100 side, y'all. I had to dox his ass. I doxed the homie. I did some bitch ass nigga shit. I doxed the homie. I hit him up. So, that's my body, y'all. That's my friend. Got the homie Drake in the building. So that's the homie. Salute to Houston. Shorty the Mac in the building. Beautiful Tanel in the building. She on the phone. That's why I said that. I'm never saying she on the phone. Give nobody credit. What up, homie? What up? Fish in the building. What up, y'all? What up, y'all? Yeah, this shit wild, man. This shit wild, bro. I don't know. I don't know. If I was in New Jersey during that time, I might have had my eye raised a little bit reading this indictment. I might have been like Rico coming at some point. Because you're not in this. Rico coming. You would have been right. Breaking news. The feds have responded to Big U.
Uh-oh.
Hot off the press, y'all. Y'all ping up and share the room, y'all. Salute to the homie. At some point, we'll elevate you to admin. We gotta get you to admin, bro. You want some, this boy. If you've been paying attention, let me set it up, y'all. if you've been paying attention, right before this last week's content with the revealing of the wiretaps, we presented the Big U motions to strike, motions to suppress those wiretaps. Remember that? Then the feds came out with the ha ha ha. Here you go. Here's some unsealed documents which showed some wiretaps, some more than others. We're going to read some actually today because they released some more. Remember those 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sealed documents we said that showed up miraculously? Here comes the unsealed one. It's like they're just gonna feed it, so we're just gonna read it. Fuck it. Can't make this shit up, y'all. This is document number 215 for the people that say it's fake. 215. Filed on 2/19. What's today? Literally filed today. So this is as fresh as it can fucking get. This is the Fed's response to Sylvester Roberts' motion to dismiss. That's Vay. Eugene Henley's motion to dismiss the whole. Like, where's Tara at? Tara, you here? We didn't really go over that indictment, but that motion, but literally to dismiss count 1, to dismiss counts 2 and 3. Like, Big U put motions in to dismiss the whole fucking RICO. And then came the quote-unquote wiretaps and the bear claw shit and the Mark Martin shit. But this was really going to set it off was, hey, get this indictment the fuck out of here for these reasons sent forth. Right? And here's the response. Remember, we said that the Hobbs Act portion of it, just to refresh you guys' memory, his argument was that it was a state crime. It fell under the state jurisdiction. That under no circumstances was that robbery of Dale Morrison's dispensary by Loose Kennedy and his crew. It's all in the paperwork. That was a state case. That should not have been a federal case. No proceeds ever crossed state lines. This is the argument. The weed was manufactured or produced in California. You guys don't have money laundering from the robbery to anywhere else federally. There was no wire transfers of money. So therefore it doesn't constitute a federal Hobbs Act robbery. Somebody just robbed the dispensary and you should just charge them locally with robbery. That was the argument. Right? So you guys can determine if that's a good argument or not. Right? That, hey, I did, I'm not saying we did do this, but even if we did do that, that's a state crime any fucking way. You don't have the jurisdiction to charge you with the federal Hobbs Act robbery charge. Because you don't have the jurisdiction. So, once again, you argue the facts, you argue the law, and when they're not on your side, your last chance is to argue the procedure. Alright? Let's get into it. Any questions? Real hot, y'all. Y'all ping up empty in the room.
No, I'm ready to listen to this shit. Keep going, bro.
What up, homegirl? Ping the homies, man. I needed you earlier on that Philly shit. Appreciate you, Glove. Here we go. Defendant Eugene Henley Jr. moves to dismiss the RICO. Smart man. He moves to dismiss the RICO conspiracy charge against him, or in the alternative to strike the overt acts pertaining to the murder, pertaining to sex trafficking, and fraud. And remember, I'm reading this from the prosecution's perspective. And like so many organized crime bosses before him, tried and failed over the 55 years since the enactment of the RICO Act. Damn. Henley additionally moves to dismiss the robbery counts, despite acknowledging that the Supreme Court precedent forecloses his argument. Defendant Sylvester Robinson moves to dismiss those counts too, as well as the extortion counts, essentially arguing that the government made him commit those crimes. Now, who made that argument before about entrapment? I think it was.
I believe that was Miss Rosetta.
That was Rosetta, right? Is she here? Sylvester Robinson's making the same argument too. Interesting point, Rose. Give yourself a hand clap for that one. Because if you were on the jury, right, it's natural for you to ask those questions. Yeah, it kind of sounds like entrapment to me. That's when you send that letter to the judge with that note and you say, hey, can you explain what the federal statute for entrapment is? And if you think that that's entrapment, guess what the fuck you fucking vote? Not guilty. Every time. That's why I love this shit. You have the power. So, defendant Sylvester Robinson moves to dismiss those counts too, as well as the extortion counts, essentially arguing that the government made him commit those crimes. Henley separately my brain is kind of braining right now. If CS1 is getting buy money from the feds to set up the extortion on Big U, can Sylvester Robinson make the legit argument that he has no clue that extortion is happening? And this is the issue. He can only make that argument. They got him on camera picking up the money. You can only stay clean if you never had the conversation on wiretap about extortion. That's where they get you. If those wiretaps go bye-bye and they're suppressed, then that extortion victim has to take the stand. This is gonna get nasty. This is gonna get nasty. This is gonna get nasty, y'all.
So Prince, he's saying that basically they set him up.
Yeah.
We was talking about the other day.
Rose, you was on it.
Okay.
Not Big U, but Sylvester Robinson as the pickup guy. Rose, think about the people who didn't get indicted in the P. Diddy conversation. All the assistants, right?
Right.
Who technically had to have known that they were part of the enterprise. They were just assistants. Yeah, you can set up the condoms and the baby oil, but you have to know that something criminal is happening. Your job is just to set up the hotel room.
Right.
So can he make that argument that my job was just to go pick up money from a dispensary for whatever reason?
Right.
Any reason other than extortion. It could be any reason. We're partners, we're valid partners, or marketing. You can make up any fucking reason. Reasonable doubt all day. Until they got you on wiretap talking about extortion, until they got you on camera. That's the conversation of let's have that convo, Rose. Do they got him?
Did you say that they were trying to get the audio thrown out?
Yes. All the wiretaps, which is standard procedure, right? If your lawyer doesn't do that, the lawyer ain't shit. Obviously, Big U has a motion to suppress all these fucking wiretaps. You don't want none of these to come in.
Right.
You don't want none of this shit to come in. Right? And
So
that's
how long
why
does the judge have to respond?
trial is what? April?
Oh, so they have to respond by before the trial.
Well, this is where it kind of gets technical, right? This is just documents either being unsealed or response to what Big U has already filed. So remember, he filed a motion to dismiss those counts last week. Then they dropped the quote unquote Mark Martin dropped in his paperwork the documents that we talked about for the last week. Those 3 documents, which is basically the affidavit for the arrest warrant, and for the wiretap warrants, and for the warrant until his actual to his actual shop. Once those got unsealed, that revealed how that came about, right? So that's why those got unsealed. Now, this is just a response to what Big U posted prior, which is his motion to dismiss all the counts and to suppress the wiretaps, suppress the communications. Because now you see how damaging they are, right? They have you discussing X, they have you discussing Y inside of the shop. They haven't even released none of the wiretaps yet, Rose. They only gave you like 4 or 5 excerpts of a transcript conversation. That's nothing. They said they got 260,000 pages of shit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Right? So literally, but they're releasing enough to have that conversation of, oh, you think this is extortion? You think this is freaking X? You think this is Y? Here you guys go. They're just responding to whatever motion these guys file. You think it's entrapment? Here's why it's not. Here's another piece of information we're going to let you guys in on that we have that you guys didn't know. Here's the whole conversation you guys had prior to you extorting a victim. So now we get to read the conversation because now the feds are going to put it out there. Make sense? Any more questions, guys? Good job, Frost. Salute. Appreciate that. That's a good point. Great job in recognizing that, too. That, once again, they have to convince you and still prove that. Right? Not saying they won't, not saying they will, but they have to.
Yeah, I don't see the judge dropping all the charges. That ain't gonna happen. But he might have some action in getting some of that other stuff thrown out, especially if it wasn't done legally. I mean, you could find a loophole and everything, right?
I agree. I mean, it's some procedural mistake, but that's the thing. It has to be like gross and negligent and on purpose at this point, because it's so far into the stages of it. Let me see. Okay, motion to dismiss. It says, when ruling a motion to dismiss, the court is bound by the 4 corners of the indictment. It must accept the truth of the allegations in the indictment and cannot consider evidence that does not appear on the face of the indictment.
Okay. What does that mean?
No. It says the RICO count should not be dismissed. Henley argues that the indictment fails to allege an enterprise or pattern of racketeering activity to support a RICO conspiracy charge, likely realizing that his motion to dismiss necessarily fails because the indictment alleges each element of RICO conspiracy, and nothing more is required by law. Henley alternatively requests that the court strike the overt acts pertaining to Henley kidnapping and murdering R.W. and his following cover-up. Wow. Henley alternatively requests that the court strike the overt acts pertaining to Henley kidnapping and murdering R.W. and his following cover-up: interstate transportation for prostitution, fraudulent use of wires to steal charitable donations, fraudulent mortgage applications to a financial institution, and fraudulent pandemic relief applications to the federal government. Because those acts, other than R.W.'s murder, form substantive charges that are not the subject of any dismissal motion, Henley's true goal seems to be to exclude any evidence of these acts from this RICO trial, since he simultaneously wants to sever the RICO, robbery, and extortion charges from his financial charges. Oh. That is not what striking would accomplish, which is clear from Henley's citation. Request to strike the allegations, as well as the explanations below.
So he want to go to trial twice? Once for his one crime and one for the other? Is that what that meant?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting that he's doing that. So he's asking for dismissal on the murder, the sex trafficking, and the robbery, and to sever the RICO robbery and extortion charges from the financial ones. Huh. That's interesting.
I mean, it makes sense though.
So essentially, you trying to get the whole thing.
No, because basically, if you're did this with developing options funds, that has nothing to do with the benefit of a game. It's two different things. Confusing developing options with whatever was going on over here. Oh my God. Is that a doodle?
They would. I'm with you. They would have to. This is where it gets nasty. I don't want to say the $1 rule, but it's kind of the $1 rule that they kind of go by. But I'm with you, and they haven't told us yet how he's used that money that quote unquote got laundered from developing options to further criminal activity. They told you how he's defrauded that quote unquote nonprofit by pocketing the money. So for example, without the quote unquote rolling 60s aspect, he'll just get prosecuted as any other nonprofit CEO that basically defrauded their own nonprofit. Get your 2 years, get the fuck up out of here. 4 or 5 years, get up out of here, right? The difference is if you use that money then to further a criminal enterprise, it would then fall under RICO statute, right? Doesn't matter where you get your money from, you're using it to do that. So I'm with you there. I don't think they've made that link or have told us a link yet of funds or anything from developing options being used to further the quote unquote big U enterprise as a criminal enterprise. But once again, they would only need a single dollar to prove that. If that makes any sense. And once you mix that dirty money and that clean money, it all becomes dirty. And that's a lot of dirty money that they said allegedly went different places. So, I don't know. It's a good point. So, if he 100% never used any of that money for anything criminal, then his lawyers better jump on that, because he's right. He's right. Right? Those charges should not be part of this RICO, because they're unrelated. Right? Remember, and that's where the charging indictment kind of reads the way it reads. It's the big U enterprise RICO. So he is the enterprise. He's the head of the enterprise, right? They also have to have two people, which they have indicted. So 2 acts in a 10-year period, which they have alleged, right? So his argument is going to be that those financial crimes are not in furtherance of any of the Big U enterprise. And that's where, what is the Big U enterprise? The Big U enterprise is, to them, a criminal enterprise to enrich himself and his associates with criminal activity. So that's where they're going to make that argument. And to somebody that, once again, to a reasonable person that's a federal juror, are they going to separate someone when they prove that they're running a nonprofit and funneled $2-3 million through it? And they prove that. Are they going to believe that, quote unquote, just because they didn't make that connection, that he hasn't used that funds for something? We see it in the P. Diddy trial, right? People are pretty smart. But you're taking that chance. So, anybody got any thoughts on that? Or just my thoughts? So, anybody else? Oh, so real fast. It says right here that a legitimate business exploited by racketeers is still an enterprise, by definition. So there you have it. That's crazy. Bro. Kitty, you still there? I kind of answers that question.
My bad, I got attacked by a golden doodle when I started playing with her. I'm sorry.
You got your rabies shots? No, you good? I know. You get bit?
Kita.
Playing with the dog.
Who that? Henley argues that the indictment fails to allege an enterprise or pattern of racketeering activity to support a RICO conspiracy charge. Okay. The indictment not only tracks the language of the RICO statute, but also goes into considerable detail with respect to the underlying factual allegations. So because Henley uses so much space challenging the sufficiency of the evidence through the indictment, the government says this is their response to it. Contrary to Henley's protestations, naming the enterprise the Big U enterprise violates no rule. Like we said, the fact that they named it that for a reason. Associated, in fact, enterprises are often named after their leader, even when companies are involved, and they give some case law on that. Henley briefly claims that he is unable to prepare a meaningful defense because he cannot present evidence about the structure, operations, or membership of an entity that is defined solely by his own reputation. Basically, they're saying that they're presenting you with this structure that he's the leader of the Rolling 60s, but they haven't told you of a structure. It's just sensationalized. Big U's the leader. Leader of what? Who's his associates? Who's his capo? Who's his lieutenants? Who's his underbosses? X, Y, and Z. This is his argument.
That's a big use argument, Prince.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And the Fed says that's preposterous. The indictment is 75 pages long. We know because we read it in nauseam. It includes photos, descriptions of the defendants, victims, and even third parties, dates and locations, quoted statements, the crimes alleged, applicable statutes, and even elements, detailed modus operandi, mode of operations, the government's theory of the case, and even attribution. It also includes general allegations, which Henley, for some reason, complains about being absent from count 1. It also delineates the Big U enterprise hierarchy and the members' relationship with one another. Without regurgitating the entire indictment into this brief, the government simply invites the court to consider its allegations, with multiple magistrate judges have already, without problems, found probable cause. Interesting. Give me 1 second, y'all. There's a lot of sight in here. They go into why they identify as a Big U enterprise. Identifying it as a Big U enterprise was to put the defendants on notice that the indictment does not merely charge a gang, nonprofit, or record label indictment, despite that any of these could be in a criminal enterprise, even if operating as a legitimate business. There you guys have it. Even if it's operating as a legitimate business, they can be put into the criminal enterprise. To the contrary, a legitimate business exploited by racketeers may still be an enterprise. Damn. It says, Henley, like singer R. Kelly, a natural person, is distinct from the many people at his employment, carried out his brand affairs. Moreover, the allegations
Wait, Prince,
themselves.
they said like R. Kelly in the paperwork.
I didn't make that up. That's not my work. That's not my body. That's the feds. That's not me. I promise you, I'm not that brilliant. I am, but I'm not that brilliant. That's them. That's a shot.
What?
That's a shot at the body for the feds ain't shit, bro. Listen, the feds. Listen, if they're listening right now, whoever wrote this is busting out laughing at. We're laughing at that shit. Yo, that shit crazy. Oh man, you gotta laugh at it all. Yo, they ain't shit though. They ain't shit. I'm glad you were listening though. And I lost my place. That's crazy. They took a side swipe at the fucking Pied Piper, huh? Damn.
Right. That's fucked up.
Hold on real quick. Must be case law they're using this case. Actually, they didn't even cite this case. That was just a shot. Wait. I thought this was my home. I'm sorry. I thought this was from Patrick Mahomes. It says my homie. This is my homie. I was like, yo, what Mahomes do? All right, here we go, y'all. Identifying it as a Big U enterprise was to put defendants on notice that the indictment does not merely charge a gang, nonprofit, or record label indictment. Henley, like singer R. Kelly, a natural person, is distinct from the many people at his employment who carried out his and his brand's affairs. United States versus Kelly. They actually did cite it. United States versus Kelly. Oh, wow. Moreover, the allegations themselves, as is common sense, demonstrate that a man in his 50s could not do it all on his own. The enterprise that Henley operated with Robinson and the co-defendant Mark Martin was the source of his power. Money flowed directly through each defendant's hands, not just Henley's, and through bank accounts belonging to organizations controlled by the Big U enterprise, not just Henley's. The fact that Big U enterprise leader Henley profited from the racketeering activity is just as the leaders of La Cosa Nostra, who were the impetus for enacting the RICO Act, traditionally did. Then they're comparing him to the fucking mafia. But there's a lot in that statement, though, Rose. They're basically saying that they're identifying Henley Robinson as Mark Martin as being the quote-unquote the heads of this enterprise, and money flowed through each defendant's hands, not just Henley's, through bank accounts belonging to the organizations controlled by the Big U enterprise. So right then and there, all they have to do is just tie anything to those bank accounts, and they got you.
Got him like a motherfucker. That's crazy.
It's the Big U enterprise, so that's where they're gonna get away with that.
Damn. So I wouldn't say it took them, the detectives just now basically got him for questioning, right?
No, he's been they grabbed him last year sometime. He's been locked up for almost a year, some change now.
Got him, but as far as the questioning,
I'm sorry.
What is this that we were talking of? Far as what I was hearing, because I was in and out running around.
Oh, I got you. I'm reading the latest response that the prosecution has to him trying to have the case dismissed.
So they just now responding to that.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Got you. Okay.
And that goes to one of his one of the reasons why he wanted dismissed is because he's saying that, you know, it couldn't have been all him, but that was the feds just proving that he had his employees doing the stuff on his behalf. So even if he didn't get the room or the plane ticket, it was purchased on his behalf.
Wow.
That's what that was saying, Prince.
Right, exactly, Rose.
Okay.
And that's what those employees having bail, and those employees being potential witnesses. Now you kind of see what happens when Wack came in here and said that one of the Bear Claw niggas said he getting the fuck up out of there. He said don't fucking call. He said Big U don't call him. He said he got low. Yeah.
Got that one.
Listen, Blair. So I'm gonna assume that the nigga said, "Don't call me my phone," and the nigga got low.
Okay, straight like that. That's definitely what the fuck it was.
So that's the quote unquote what, third in command?
Interesting.
Nigga got his whole shot bugged.
Damn. I know this nigga like, man, I wish I would have moved a little bit smarter. Like, damn. Just when a motherfucker be thinking that they, you know, swaying some shit, man. No, that shit gonna come out, okay? Evidence gonna keep showing itself. Like, damn. He must have thought he wasn't gonna get caught up like this, for real.
It says the Big U enterprise criminal conduct formed a pattern. So Big U is arguing that the feds do not have a pattern of racketeering. The feds are arguing that they do. They said they even confused why Big U is even arguing that. The Big U enterprise's criminal conduct formed a pattern because it embraces criminal acts that have the same or similar purpose, results, participants, victims, or methods of commission, or otherwise are interrelated by distinguishing characteristics and are not isolated events. For example, the participants in the RICO conspiracy here, Henley, Robinson, and Martin, are also the perpetrators of the racketeering activity. One or some combination of the three of them was involved in every single overt act alleged in count one. I'm gonna read that one more time. That's a fucking...
Yeah, you have to read count one. What?
Hold up. That's a bold statement, Rose.
That nigga got a whole rack. You hear me?
It says, for example, the participants in the RICO conspiracy here. Remember, Brick Baby is not in a conspiracy, guys. He's not in the RICO. Neither is all the names that we named earlier. None of those 60s are in the Big U RICO. So, Just to reset, Henley, Robinson, and Martin. Still didn't say Buchanan, did I?
Nope.
I didn't say Brit Baby either, did I? Is it? Is it loose in the Rico? Listen, for example, the participants in the RICO conspiracy here, Henley, Robinson, and Martin, are also the perpetrators of the racketeering activity. One or some combination of the three of them were involved in every single overt act alleged in count 1. Likewise, they targeted the same or similar victims throughout. Namely, victim 1 was a regular robbery and extortion target. Victim 2 was an entertainment promoter and an extortion victim like victim 1. And the donor victims were either professional athletes or business owners who believed they were donating to a charity for gang diversion. Oh, that's where they got him at.
Shaq. Didn't Shaq donate
Yeah,
to
that's where
somebody?
they got him at, Rose. They got him with the defrauding the donations into developing options, saying it was for certain things, and then using the options for using that money for personal use, which you cannot do running a nonprofit. The issue is I think I kind of still, in my head, I could be wrong. I kind of still need to see how you're using those funds to fund a criminal organization, because you could just be a greedy motherfucker and burning a nonprofit like all the white people do. There's a whole big case in San Diego right now of a lady that did it for the Narcan. I forgot her name because she's not famous, because we don't care about shit like this. But there was a big ass story in San Diego news where she defrauded the San Diego City Council for like 200 bands. She was supposed to be passing out Narcan to people on the street or some shit.
Oh, and she wasn't doing it?
Nope.
You're talking about during the ICE protest.
Yep, during the ICE protest. Yep, I just seen that shit.
Damn.
200,000. But there is no quote unquote criminal RICO charge to that, because she's just a white collar criminal. So how do you jump from, okay, that this happens a lot, people that have nonprofits defraud the nonprofits all the time, we get it. How do you jump from that to criminal enterprise? Do you not have to make the leap of, now I have to use some of those funds to fund a criminal enterprise and prove that too? Because if I just bought a house with that 200,000, I just bought a crib. If I catch a body in the crib, did I use that 200,000 to further criminal enterprise? If that's the case, then how the fuck does anybody in the mafia own a house? Or have any personal property? Everything would be in furtherance of a criminal enterprise. Whatever. Any thoughts? I mean, it don't make sense to me. They gotta prove that. But we'll see. Okay, it says the method of commission further links the predicate acts with they purportedly, and once again, somebody had to tell the feds about that word, because they use that word in every fucking case file now.
Which one, Prince?
Purportedly.
Oh, purportedly. Okay.
It's like when they finally found the word perpetuity, and they started using perpetuity for everything. Everything's in perpetuity, you know. But anyway, with the purportedly reformed gang member at the head of the Big U enterprise, the defendants could accomplish two goals: amassing wealth through charitable donations procured for gang diversion that never reached the Crenshaw children, held out as beneficiaries. I mean, so there you have it right there, Rose. I mean, that's a connection right there. They're saying that you guys are using the donations from developing options to fund your enterprise. They still have to prove that, but that's what they're saying you're doing, right? And remember, this is it's gonna get nasty, Rose, when professional athletes who have big names that jurors are gonna recognize, right, are gonna get up there and start selling sob stories of how you're gonna have a bunch of 7', 6'9" dudes up there talking about how they were so scared of Big U and checking into LA and how my 6'5" ass just can't fight because I'm just in the NBA and blah blah blah. And I can knock out fucking Jordan Poole, but I can't knock out Big. Shut the fuck up. So
Yeah.
y'all get y'all weird asses up there with y'all gambling problems, and y'all, I like to fuck the same bitches and be tender dick ass niggas up there, and y'all tell, cause y'all ain't no fucking. I'm be quiet. I hate these telling ass niggas. Anyway, my bad, y'all. Was that a tangent? So y'all get up there and tell too.
Yes. I just
I mean,
quietly
but
went
come
on
on,
mute
y'all.
and let you go.
I mean, come on, y'all niggas, man. Y'all niggas can't play dice, man. Get it back in blood. Y'all got no street niggas on your fucking team to get it back. Like, come on, man. What we doing out here? Y'all telling too? That niggas in the NBA.
Yeah, no problems with this. They telling.
All right. Well, your favorite athlete about to get on that stand too.
Yeah.
Former MVP, current NBA All-Star. Anyway. Oh shit, Rose, this is crazy. So amassing wealth from robberies. Who that?
An MVP current all-star. I said, oh no, not the beard.
Remember that paperwork we was reading about a week ago? Last time we did this? Keita, Drank, we were talking about the AB situation. And we were saying that the CW went to the hotel to go get the money back from AB. If you go to the original criminal complaint against Big U, that CW isn't AB. That CW isn't John Wall. That CW is not a professional athlete at all. They tell you exactly who that CW is in that paperwork. That's the same CW that got that pardon. Drug trafficking, 09, 03, I think in 2013, and a pardon in 2013. Ain't none of them athletes got no motherfucking pardon from Joe Biden. Y'all know exactly who the fuck that is. But let's continue. That ain't AB. That's the guy that went with the 60s to go rough up AB. That's the CW. And that man has got a federal pardon, so that's a big player. And don't forget, the CW is the one that is giving evidence and speaking about the dice games in LA that the athletes frequent and got the trick dice and got extorted at. That's his play. That's what he's bringing to the table because he got arrested in a fucking drug conspiracy. Makes sense, Drake? I know you're at work right now.
Yeah, I hear you.
See what I'm saying? So he got his own shit going on. And that's why he telling about the dice games and X, Y, and Z. So when them athletes get on the stand, if they get on the stand, now you know. Oh, it rhymes with his name too. That's crazy. Now you know. I'm so brilliant. Let's keep going. Man. Man. Damn. What was that? Fuck. I'm sorry. I gotta hang somebody off a balcony real quick. Let's keep reading. Just keep reading. Allegedly. I'm not shit, y'all. The indictment also sufficiently demonstrates continuity. You got to catch it. Predicate acts occurring over 13 months. So they allege that these predicate acts occurred over 13 months. Would have demonstrated a criminal activity span a substantial period of time, and therefore would have satisfied the continuity requirement. So there's a continuity requirement in the federal RICO. Okay. Here, the specifically alleged overt acts alone continued at least from August 2019. You guys have a date? August 2019. So the first act was August 2019 with donation-related wire fraud. That sound about right? Through April 2023 with the instruction to send an extraordinary message to a marijuana dispensary owner, not to mention Henley's obstruction on March 19, 2025. Okay, let's back that up a little bit. It says here that specifically talk about the first indictment, overt acts continued at least from August 2019, starting with the donation-related wire fraud through April 2023. So they was already Wait. Didn't we hear something from 600 about Big U was saying something about how he was being investigated for some type of fraud early on?
Oh, I don't remember that.
I remember that. Somebody grab that content from me if you can. I thought it was something about how he was telling everybody, because he was about the weed case, right? And he was saying, we found out about the weed case, but you told us that you had some type of wire fraud, tax fraud, some type of shit like that, some white collar shit going on.
Yeah, I heard that shit too, Prince. I remember.
You remember that, right? So, right. You remember that, right? So this is saying that this would have been before the 2021 murder art. This makes sense. So initially, you got the donation-related wire fraud being investigated. So you already hot.
Yeah, they was watching him for hella long, and his progression from just getting it over wire to extorting people in person. Like, that's crazy. And then again, he can't say that they made him do it, because he been doing it since 2019. That was before the introduction of the money for the
Yes.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, so you got the fraud started in 2019 through 2023. The robbery started in 2021 through 2023. You got the murder happening in that time period as well.
Yeah, he fucked. He what is it called? You throw noodles at the wall to see what stick.
Shit, you could throw shit, noodles, throw whatever at the wall at this point.
He is fucked. That's a long time to be watching somebody and letting them continue to do illegal shit and just keep on doing it. Like,
For real though, it is. Like, when y'all was gonna get the motherfuckers?
yeah, that's a long time. So you know they got their shit together. There's no way that he's gonna get out of this. If he get out of
Oh,
this,
wait.
Prince, do you see what I just sent you?
Keita, wait. Yeah, wait a second. Hold on. Because I got some more shit. This is what hold on, let me see something. I can't react to myself. Fuck this new update, brother. How the fuck do I get to my DMs? You don't gotta tell me what that's in relation to if you don't want to, but that date is kind of weird, Keita. Hold on. September?
Bro, I didn't know what the fuck this nigga was talking
Bro,
about.
what the fuck, Keita? Wait. Hold on, give me a second, Keita, because you fucking my shit up right now. Because I'm trying to find this date right here. If that date matches that date, we gotta have a talk. Because now we know exactly what the fuck he was talking about. I'm trying to find that date. Hold on. Give me a second, y'all. Y'all ping up and share the room. September. It's gotta be September. I just fucking read it. So we got March 3rd was the intercepted call. Okay.
The year you're in right now is the year that was sent.
2019, yeah, I know. Right? Same year? So whatever was going on with that first initial fraud, like money-wise, happened that same month.
I didn't know what the fuck this man was talking about when he texted me that.
There you go. I got
You
the
see
date.
my response, right?
Right.
I'm like, what the fuck are you even talking about?
So August 2019 was the nation-related wire fraud. There you go. So 1 month prior to that text, that's when they had him hot for, quote unquote, the wire fraud for developing options. That makes sense? That's freaky. That's freaky. That's freaky. Remind me of that, and I'm gonna come back and grab the complaint and grab exactly what that wire fraud was and how much that was for, because that's interesting if that's tied to some other shit. Put that in the back of your mind. Do not let me forget that date though, September 2019. Because there's nothing criminally related, quote unquote, body wise, gun wise, drug wise, allegedly, right there. That's just a wire fraud crime. So, what's going on in 2019? For him to be pressed about money, right? Somebody know. I think I had one more thing before you said that. Let me see. Henley also argues that his crimes of kidnapping, murder, interstate transportation for prostitution, wire fraud, and bank fraud should be stricken as surplusage. Like his dismissal argument, which you require weighing the evidence. Oh, this is the part I wanted to talk to you guys about. Okay, so remember when initially it first happened? I really need you guys to go back when it happened, because we was all on Clubhouse, right? We broke the news, we read the indictment, all of it, right? Remember the 600 live where he went live from quote unquote Big U's house, that whole debacle with Big U doing the live saying X, Y, and Z. I read the paperwork where it said that he was on the run, and I don't think anybody kind of caught it, that he was tipped off to the getting arrested And he wasn't at the house when the feds came to get him.
Oh, now that do make sense. That makes sense.
Because remember, he left the quote unquote subpoena on the table for the wire fraud quote unquote subpoena. He left it on the table and the feds thought it was a fuck you to them that he just left it there. So he was already under investigation for the wire fraud shit, knew about it. Dipped the fuck out of whatever house he was at. They didn't have physical surveillance at the time on him. I think they only had the quote unquote cell phone ping, and he got away.
Right, okay.
Then he made that live talking shit about 600 Wack and caught that extra charge, obstruction of justice and tainting the jury pool by doing that. He was on the run when he did that.
Uh-huh.
So was Loose Cannon. I don't say on the run. I just meant like when the feds went to go get them niggas at 3 o'clock in the morning, they wasn't there.
Basically.
Because remember, if you was in the Clubhouse room, old girl let it slip when she was doing her lives that they was on the run too.
Damn.
Now that it's coming out the paperwork.
Damn.
Now that's coming out. If you guys remember, now that's coming out.
Yes. I'm following. You know I'll be following your ass.
Right. They didn't pick up Big U initially. They didn't pick up Loose initially.
Right.
Gotta remember that.
This shit.
Now it says it in the paperwork. It says in the paperwork that they got tipped off. That's crazy. But we didn't know that.
Right.
Because they had, think about it. They had the whole operation, the whole press conference, and they still haven't fucking arrested Big U.
Exactly.
Like, think about it.
We was just saying, watching his ass the whole time. They was basically trying to let this nigga basically hit him with the hardest charge, for real, in my opinion.
And remember, I don't want to say it like this crazy part. They also told you what happened to those phones he was supposed to turn in. They said he showed up to the Fed building without what, y'all? No phones.
At all. A dumbass.
No phones.
Hey, yo. You gonna do some
No
shit,
phones.
move, at least move right, my nigga. They already fucked up with the Wack situation, but motherfuckers moving a little sloppy still. In my opinion.
That's why when it happened, it was stupid because now it's in the paperwork now. So this is the Fed's response. Characterizing this as an arrest is absurd. As clearly set forth in the indictment, Henley was tipped off about the planned arrest, fled, kept his phones and location data from law enforcement, attempted to poison the jury pool, and intimidate and dissuade cooperators via social media, and only afterwards surrendered. There you have it.
You might want to read your back channel.
More than my mind is already blown today. Hold on.
Listen, blew the fuck out of me. You hear me? It's always some new
Y'all
shit
didn't even
with
let a
this
nigga went on
case.
the fucking run. Where the fuck was y'all at when the nigga went on the run? The nigga was not at the crib. Oh. What day was... That's how he looked?
No, check the date at the bottom of the photo, but read the last two. That's what's gonna blow your mind.
Oh. Oh. Where's that at?
In the live.
Yeah, Keita,
Live when he looked like he was in a van.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, when he pans the camera to show all the people, send it to me and I'll circle it.
Okay, this is getting freaky. We got 3 minutes left.
It's starting to make sense to you now, right?
Listen. Okay. Listen, we gonna leave on a cliffhanger, y'all. We got you guys the Sue Surf paperwork, cleared Sue Surf. At this point, 2019, final quarter 2019 needs to be cleared up because.
So how did they notice that you're talking about, but didn't notice what I just showed you?
Because they're not. I'm speculating here, Keita, because I don't know. A lot of times, when they talk about probable cause, Keita, they don't. If they got 30 things to investigate, Keita, I guarantee you, they probably went with the solid 8. They ain't touched the other. They ain't touched the other 22. Y'all, listen what I'm saying. This is some real shit. Y'all know these niggas. I know my niggas. If one of my niggas get locked for some random bullshit, I know my nigga that's on some wild shit. You know if this nigga's on some wild shit. All them niggas is hot. You do the math. So when we say, why did they allow... We're 8 years later. We know why they were allowed to do what the fuck they were allowed to do. I get one gun charge. I'm doing fucking high risk everything. These niggas get a gun charge. It's like it never happened. OR after OR after OR. How y'all niggas are gang members? It's only one way. Were we the police? Okay. Henley argues that his murder of RW presents a personal affront narrative rather than overt acts in furtherance of the RICO conspiracy. He is certainly welcome to assert that defense at the trial if he wishes, but he cannot avoid that the indictment alleges Henley kidnapped and murdered RW because Henley believed RW had disrespected the Big U enterprise. Discipline for disrespecting the Big U enterprise or its members, including through threats and acts of violence such as assault, kidnapping, and murder, is part of the alleged means and methods of the Big U enterprise. It's crazy. He also argues that the murder-related overt acts lack venue or jurisdiction, which demonstrates a fundamental misunderstanding of the law. This court has venue over the RICO conspiracy because the Big U enterprise was formed and operated in this district. This court also has jurisdiction over the RICO conspiracy charge because the Big U enterprise had at least a minimal effect on interstate or foreign commerce. And the reason for that is the Big U enterprise received extortion payments from businesses operating in interstate commerce. Each predicate act need not affect the commerce itself. Regarding the prostitution allegations, hit that link, you know where we're going. Regarding the prostitution
Go catch these
allegations,
replays, bro. I'm definitely about to go catch this joint.
I'm gonna end it
'Cause
on
I
this
missed
right
the
now,
whole
Glock.
shit.
I'm ending it right here on the hose. I'm gonna end it on the hose, Glock. I'm gonna end it on the hose. Hit that link. I'm going to end it on the hose.
Y'all
Regarding the
hurry up, click that link so I can-
prostitution allegations,
Go ahead, my brother.
Henley complains that these acts are immaterial to the charge pattern and risk confusing the issues with inflammatory sexual conduct, because we love these hoes. I don't love hoes. You can't go 50-50 with no hoe. Like his kidnapping and murder of R.W., Henley is welcome to argue to the jury that if he committed interstate transportation for prostitution for his own enjoyment and not on behalf of the Big U enterprise, then he can. So once again, if he wants to argue that he committed the murder of R.W. for his own personal gain and not for the Big U enterprise and the RICO, then he can. Who the fuck is his lawyer?
Clubhouse TV. Clubhouse TV. Clubhouse TV.
What's good, YouTube? Clubhouse TV back with another one. Appreciate y'all for checking back in, checking out the content, man. And as y'all heard, we're gonna talk about what just went down with the Xposer Prince, breaking down Big U's paperwork piece by piece. Now, this ain't internet gossip. This ain't opinions. This was documents, timelines, and details. And the wild part, Prince didn't just expose the paperwork. He destroyed Big U for how reckless and careless he was in the process. Now, Prince came in calm, methodical, and surgical. No yelling, no theatrics, just walking through what's on paper and letting it speak for itself. And when paperwork's laid out that clean, it hits hard. Because now it's not about he said, she said. It's about what's documented in black and white and what can't be walked back. Now, Prince really emphasized how sloppy the situation is. The dates, the names, the connections. Nothing looks protected. Nothing looks thought out. And that's where the recklessness comes in. If you're supposed to be a high-level figure, a mover, a shot caller, how you allow this many loose ends? Now, Prince wasn't disrespectful. He was almost disappointed. Like, come on, you know better. And you still move like this? That's worse than insults. That's credibility damage. And let's be real. Once that paperwork hits the net, there's no reset button. You can't yell it away. You can't out-talk it. The streets, the blogs, the feds, everybody reads paperwork differently, but everybody reads it. Prince made it clear. This ain't about clout chasing. This about accountability. And when your moves put other people at risk, that's when the conversation changes. So now the question's simple. Does he address the paperwork directly? Does he ignore it and hope it dies down? Or does this open the door to even more people speaking up? One thing's for sure, after Xposer Prince breakdown, this situation's not going away quietly. Y'all let me know what y'all think about the content in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you're always notified when I drop new content. Subscribe to the media team so you get that exclusive Wack 100 content. Any questions, suggestions, need me to advertise for you on my channel? With over 47,000 subscribers, just get at me on IG and I'll get right back to you. As always, I certainly appreciate y'all checking out Clubhouse TV. And you already know, I'm off to the next one. I'm out, y'all. Peace.